Hey, Jim Remley here with eRealEstateCoach.com. We've been talking a little bit about the 3 P's, price, product, and promotion when it comes to selling a house. I want to focus for a second a little bit more on product, which when we talk about product, we're really talking about the home itself. In the strong seller's market that we've had for years, we had a line of buyers out the door. So there's just a ton of buyers. And if one buyer didn't like the house, we'd have another one right behind them and another one right behind them. Today, the market's changing. We're seeing a market dynamic that's in transition. And what that really means to us as agents is we have to treat each showing like gold. We want to make sure that we're making the best impression we can with buyers that walk through that front door and really hopefully position your house so that it's super competitive when it's compared to the peer group. One way to do that is with staging. Here's a recent study just done of 4,200 staged homes in 2018, and it found that 68% of staged homes sold for at least 9% more than unstaged homes. You think about 9% of any sales price, that's pretty significant. That's a big number. So are we coaching our sellers on staging? We've all seen the pictures, staged homes obviously look better. They always do. It's really the difference between walking into a vacant house and walking into a house that's furnished and looks nice and it's decorated nice. There's a psychological impact. And why is that? It's because we don't just sell 4 walls and a roof. We don't just sell bedrooms and bathrooms. What we really sell is lifestyle. People are buying into the way they're going to live in the house, and a staged home can help sell that concept, can help sell that emotion behind just the 4 walls. So here's some statistics behind this. Staged sellers' homes before listing. Who pays for this? Who does this? How does this happen? So when we talk to agents, here's the numbers. 38% of all agents stage every single home they take, right? Every single home they stage at 38%, which is actually a big number. 14% only stage difficult homes. They're just very selective about which ones they stage. 7% staged only high-priced homes. And then, as you might guess, 37% don't do any staging at all. They just say, nope, not going to do it. Not going to spend the money. Now, how does buyers view staging? What is the impact on a buyer? This is from NAR stats. Here you go. 77% say it's easier to visualize the home as their future property. So it makes it easier for them to visualize themselves living there. 40% are more willing to walk through a staged home when they see it online. So they see it online, they're much more likely to call, email, text an agent to get inside. 38% will say it has a positive impact on the home's value, so they're more likely to pay more, as we saw, 9%. And the most interesting one to me is the last one, 27%, this is not almost the last one, 27% will overlook the other property flaws, other things that may be wrong with the house. Now, we all do this naturally, even as realtors. The last time you bought a house and you walked through it, it was probably occupied, there was probably things in the house, so it had stuff in there. But when you moved in, what happened? The seller moved all their stuff out, and now you saw just the 4 walls. I'm going to guess that has a psychological impact. It wasn't going to be quite as exciting when you walk in there and there's nothing in it. That's the power of staging. That's this power of visualization. So here's who's paying for this. Who actually writes the check? 27% of the time the seller, or 25%, excuse me, the seller pays for the home staging. 21% of the time, the realtor offers to pay for that staging. By the way, nationally, staging is less than $1,000 per home. We know that's different in some markets, but that's the national number. 14% of realtors offer staging services themselves to sellers, sometimes just rearranging their own furniture, telling them what to do. Or the realtor hires a professional staging service 8% of the time. What do they tell them to do? Either if they're hiring that professional stager, the realtor's telling them to do it themselves, or the realtor's helping them to do it, what are the things they're telling them to do as a seller? Here's what they tell them. 93% of the time, declutter the house. Take the pictures off the walls that are personal. Take down personal photos. Make the home feel a little less personal to the current sellers. 89% entire home cleaning, telling them to clean the house. One suggestion on this, by the way, is we never say, hey, your house is a pigsty, right? That would be a bad idea. But if we say, hey, you know what, I recommend to every single seller I deal with that we get the home professionally cleaned, and I've got a couple of great recommendations, people that I deal with that give my clients a great deal. If you want those names and numbers, happy to give it to you. 81% recommend carpet cleaning, as you might expect. and 80% recommend that pets are removed prior to the showing. So sometimes we don't think about those things in terms of staging, but they're all a part of getting that home turnkey ready, parade ready, priced right, parade ready. Here's a staging script to kind of lay the groundwork so the seller might accept this more readily. So you might say, hey, one area that's important to get your home sold is helping buyers connect with the house. We want them to visualize themselves living in the home. And one way we can do that is by staging the house. Staging means we present the home in a way that really helps the buyers appreciate the home. A recent study shows that 68% of staged homes sell for 9% more than unstaged homes. Can I share some ideas with you? When you give them the numbers, if you just talk about staging without those numbers, their eyes are going to glaze over. But as soon as you say they can sell for 9% more than unstaged homes, suddenly that cash register is going to go ring, 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 and they're suddenly going to get awake, and they're going to be engaged, and they're going to be willing to talk about what it's going to take to get that 9% more money at closing. There's some ideas for you for this week. Good selling. We'll see you next time here at eRealEstateCoach.com.